Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the base of a towering mountain. The peak seems impossibly far away, shrouded in mist and uncertainty. You know that reaching the summit is your ultimate goal, but as you take your first step on the path, something remarkable happens. You suddenly realize that the journey itself, every step, every challenge overcome, is where the true magic lies. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to explore a powerful concept that has the potential to transform not just your professional life, but every aspect of your existence. We're going to delve into why focusing solely on results can be a trap, and how shifting your attention to the process can lead to unprecedented growth, fulfillment, and yes, even greater success. Now you might be thinking, but isn't focusing on results how we achieve our goals? And you're not entirely wrong. Goals and results have their place. They give us direction, a North Star to guide our efforts. But here's the crucial distinction. While goals provide the destination, it's the journey, the daily actions, the habits we form, the person we become, that truly matters. Let me share a personal anecdote. Years ago, I set myself the goal of writing a book. I was so fixated on the end result, holding that published book in my hands, that I neglected the most important part, the writing itself. I procrastinated, I made excuses, I waited for the perfect moment to start. And you know what happened? Nothing. The book remained unwritten, a dream deferred. It wasn't until I shifted my focus from the result to the process that things began to change. I committed to writing for just 15 minutes every single day, no matter what. Some days those 15 minutes flew by and I found myself writing for hours. Other days it was a struggle to put even a single word on the page. But I showed up day after day, embracing the process. And here's the beautiful part. Not only did the book eventually get written, but I discovered a love for the craft of writing that I never knew I had. The process itself became rewarding, fulfilling, and deeply meaningful. This, my friends, is the power of focusing on the process rather than the results. Now let's explore why this shift in focus is so transformative. First and foremost, focusing on the process puts you in control. Results are often influenced by external factors beyond our control. The economy might fluctuate, competitors might enter the market, unforeseen circumstances might arise. But the process, your daily actions, your habits, your mindset, these are entirely within your power to shape and control. When you focus on the process, you're no longer at the mercy of external validation. Your sense of worth and accomplishment comes from within, from knowing that you're showing up every day, putting in the work and growing as an individual. Secondly, focusing on the process allows you to enjoy the journey. Life is not a destination. It's a series of moments, experiences, and growth opportunities. When we're solely focused on results, we miss out on the richness of the present moment. We fail to appreciate the small victories, the lessons learned from setbacks, and the joy of gradual improvement. Think about it, if you're constantly fixated on reaching the top of that mountain, you'll miss the breathtaking views along the way. The camaraderie with fellow climbers, the sense of accomplishment as you conquer each difficult stretch of the path. Thirdly, focusing on the process leads to sustainable growth and improvement. Results are fleeting. You might achieve a goal, bask in the glow of success for a moment, and then what? If you haven't developed the habits and skills to sustain that success, you'll quickly find yourself back at square one. On the other hand, when you focus on the process, you're continually honing your skills, refining your approach, and becoming better at what you do. This leads to long-term sustainable success that isn't dependent on any single outcome. Let me give you an example. Imagine two salespeople, both aiming to close a big deal. The first is solely focused on the result, making the sale at any cost. They might use high-pressure tactics, make promises they can't keep, or neglect building a genuine relationship with the client. The second salesperson, however, focuses on the process. They invest time in understanding the client's needs, in improving their own product knowledge, and refining their communication skills. They view each interaction as an opportunity to learn and grow, regardless of whether it leads to an immediate sale. Who do you think will be more successful in the long run? The salesperson who might close the deal, but burns bridges in the process, or the one who builds lasting relationships, continuously improves their skills, and sees each interaction as a stepping stone to becoming better at their craft? The answer is clear. By focusing on the process, the second salesperson not only increases their chances of closing deals, but also builds a foundation for sustained success and fulfillment in their career. I can almost hear some of you thinking, but what about accountability? Don't we need goals and results to measure our progress? And you're absolutely right. Goals and results do have their place. They provide direction and help us gauge our progress. But here's the key. Treat them as feedback, not as the be-all and end-all of your efforts. When you focus on the process, you use results as valuable data to refine your approach. If you don't achieve the desired outcome, instead of feeling defeated, you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust my process to improve next time? This mindset shift is incredibly liberating. It frees you from the paralysis of perfectionism and the fear of failure. When your focus is on the process, on showing up and doing the work, there's no such thing as failure, only feedback and opportunities for growth. Let's take a moment to explore how this principle applies in various areas of life. In fitness and health, for instance, focusing solely on results like a target weight or a specific body shape can be demotivating and even harmful. It can lead to crash diets, overtraining, and a negative relationship with food and exercise. But what happens when you shift your focus to the process? You start to enjoy the act of moving your body, of nourishing it with healthy foods. You celebrate the small victories, feeling stronger, having more energy, sleeping better. The number on the scale becomes less important than the habits you're building and the way you feel. In relationships, focusing on results might mean having unrealistic expectations of your partner or trying to change them to fit your ideal. This invariably leads to frustration and conflict. But when you focus on the process of building a strong relationship, on communication, on showing appreciation, on growing together, you create a foundation of love and understanding that can weather any storm. In education and skill development, a results-focused approach might have you cramming for tests or rushing through material just to get a certificate. But when you focus on the process of learning, on truly understanding and engaging with the material, you develop a love for learning that serves you far beyond any single exam or qualification. In business and entrepreneurship, a fixation on results like revenue targets or market share can lead to short-term thinking and unethical practices. But when you focus on the process of creating value for your customers, of building a great team, of continually innovating and improving your products or services, you create a sustainable business that can thrive in the long term. I want to address a common misconception. Some people here don't focus on results and think it means lowering your ambitions or settling for mediocrity. Nothing could be further from the truth. Focusing on the process doesn't mean abandoning your dreams or goals. It means approaching them in a more effective, fulfilling way. In fact, by focusing on the process, you're more likely to achieve exceptional results. Why? Because you're constantly improving, constantly learning, constantly pushing yourself to be better. You're not waiting for some future moment of triumph. You're creating small wins every single day. Think about any truly great achiever in any field, whether it's a world-class athlete, a groundbreaking scientist, or a visionary entrepreneur. Their success didn't come from a singular focus on results. It came from a dedication to their craft, a commitment to showing up day after day, a willingness to embrace the process of growth and improvement. Take Thomas Edison, for example. When working on inventing the light bulb, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This is the epitome of focusing on the process. Each failure was simply another step in the journey, another piece of data to refine his approach. Or consider the great basketball player, Michael Jordan. He wasn't just focused on winning championships. He was obsessed with the process of becoming the best player he could be. He was renowned for his grueling practice regimen, his attention to every detail of his game. The championships were a byproduct of his commitment to the process of continuous improvement. These examples illustrate a profound truth. Greatness is not achieved by fixating on the end result, but by falling in love with the process of becoming great. So how can you start shifting your focus from results to process in your own life? Here are some practical strategies. 1, set process goals alongside your outcome goals. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, set a process goal of writing for 30 minutes every day, no matter what. 2, celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and appreciate the daily actions you take toward your goals, no matter how small they might seem. 3, reflect on your progress regularly. Instead of just evaluating whether you've achieved a result, reflect on what you've learned, how you've grown, and how you can improve your process. 4, embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. When you encounter obstacles, instead of seeing them as barriers to your desired result, view them as chances to refine your approach and become better. 5, practice mindfulness. Learn to be present in the moment, fully engaged in whatever you're doing rather than always thinking about future outcomes. 6, develop a growth mindset. Believe in your ability to learn, grow, and improve through dedication and hard work. 7, find joy in the journey. Look for aspects of the process that you genuinely enjoy and lean into those. 8, surround yourself with process-oriented people. Their mindset will reinforce your own commitment to embracing the journey. Remember, shifting your focus from results to process is not something that happens overnight. It's a mindset shift that requires consistent effort and practice, but the rewards are immense. When you focus on the process, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of chasing results. You no longer define your worth by outcomes that are often beyond your control. Instead, you find fulfillment in the daily actions you take, in the person you're becoming, in the skills you're developing. You become more resilient in the face of setbacks because you see them as part of the process, not as personal failures. You become more creative and innovative because you're not constrained by a rigid focus on a specific outcome. You become more present and engaged in your life because you're not always living in some imagined future where you've achieved your goals. And here's the beautiful irony. When you stop fixating on results and fall in love with the process, you often achieve even better results than you ever imagined possible because you're constantly growing, constantly improving, constantly pushing yourself to be better. So I challenge you today, shift your focus from the summit to the climb. Embrace the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Find joy in the daily actions that move you forward, no matter how small they might seem. Life is not about reaching a destination. It's about who you become along the way. It's about the skills you develop, the relationships you build, the impact you have on others, the lessons you learn, the challenges you overcome. Don't wait for some future moment to feel successful or fulfilled. Embrace the process and you'll find success and fulfillment in every step of your journey. What's one area of my life where I've been overly focused on results? How can I shift my attention to the process instead? What daily actions can I commit to that will move me forward, regardless of the immediate outcome? Take a moment to really ponder these questions. Let the answers sink in. And then, most importantly, take action. Start small if you need to, but commit to embracing the process in one area of your life and watch how it transforms not just your results, but your entire experience. Every great achievement, every moment of breakthrough, every instance of personal growth, they all start with a commitment to the process. They start with showing up day after day and putting in the work. So go forth and embrace the journey. Fall in love with the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Find joy in the daily actions that move you forward. Celebrate the small wins, learn from the setbacks, and keep pushing forward. Your future self will thank you not just for the results you achieve, but for the person you become along the way. Because in the end, that's what truly matters. Not the destinations we reach, but the journeys we embark upon. Not the goals we achieve, but the growth we experience. Not the results we produce, but the lives we touch and the impact we make. So don't focus on the results. Focus on the process. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of purpose and excitement, not because you're chasing some distant goal, but because you're genuinely looking forward to the day's journey. Picture yourself tackling challenges with enthusiasm, seeing them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Envision a life where your self-worth isn't tied to external achievements, but to the consistent efforts you make. And the person you're becoming? This is the power of focusing on the process. It's about redefining success not as a destination, but as a way of living. It's about finding fulfillment in the here and now, rather than constantly postponing happiness to some future date when you've made it. In your career, focusing on the process means constantly owning your skills, seeking out new learning opportunities, and striving to add value in everything you do. It means viewing each project, each interaction with colleagues, each challenge as a chance to grow and improve. When you approach your work this way, you become indispensable. Your value isn't tied to any single achievement or position, but to your consistent ability to contribute and adapt. Think about the most successful people in any field. They didn't get there by obsessing over titles or accolades. They got there by falling in love with their craft, by embracing the daily grind, by finding joy in the process of mastery. Whether it's a musician practicing scales, a chef experimenting with flavors, or an entrepreneur refining their business model, it's the dedication to the process that leads to extraordinary results. In your personal relationships, focusing on the process means being present and engaged in each interaction. It means actively listening, showing empathy, and continuously working on your communication skills. It's about valuing the journey of building and maintaining relationships, rather than seeing them as a means to an end. When you focus on the process in relationships, you create deeper, more meaningful connections. You're not constantly evaluating the relationship based on what you're getting out of it, but rather on how you're growing together, how you're supporting each other's journeys. This approach leads to more authentic, resilient relationships that can weather any storm. In your health and fitness journey, embracing the process is transformative. Instead of fixating on a number on the scale or a specific body shape, you start to appreciate the daily habits that contribute to your well-being. You find joy in nourishing your body with healthy foods, in the exhilaration of physical activity, in the peace that comes from a good night's sleep. This shift in focus turns health from a core into a lifestyle. You're no longer punishing yourself with restrictive diets or grueling workouts. Instead, you're nurturing your body and mind, celebrating the increased energy, improved mood, and enhanced quality of life that come from consistent positive habits. In your personal growth and spiritual development, focusing on the process opens up new dimensions of self-discovery. It's about embracing the journey of becoming, of unfolding into your fullest potential. Each meditation practice, each moment of self-reflection, each act of kindness becomes valuable in itself, not just as a means to some end goal of enlightenment or perfection. This approach allows you to find peace and contentment in the present moment while still growing and evolving. You're not striving to reach some state of completion, but rather enjoying the endless journey of expansion and self-discovery. In your creative pursuits, whether it's art, writing, music, or any form of self-expression, focusing on the process is liberating. It frees you from the paralysis of perfectionism and the fear of judgment when your joy comes from the act of creation itself. Rather than the reception of the final product, you unlock new levels of creativity and authenticity. Think about children at play. They're not worried about producing a masterpiece or impressing anyone. They're fully immersed in the joy of creation, in the process of exploration and self-expression. By reconnecting with this childlike approach to creativity, you can rediscover the pure joy of making something, of bringing your unique vision into the world. In your financial life, focusing on the process means developing healthy money habits and a growth-oriented mindset rather than fixating on a specific net worth or income level. It's about consistently educating yourself about personal finance, making informed decisions, and viewing money as a tool for creating value and experiences, rather than as an end in itself. This approach leads to more sustainable financial health. Instead of taking shortcuts or making risky decisions in pursuit of quick gains, you're building a solid foundation of financial knowledge and habits that will serve you well regardless of external economic conditions. In your community involvement and social impact, embracing the process means focusing on consistent, meaningful actions rather than grand gestures or recognition. It's about finding ways to contribute positively to your community every day, whether through small acts of kindness, volunteering, or using your skills to help others. When you focus on the process of making a difference, you create ripple effects that go far beyond what you can see or measure. You inspire others through your consistent commitment, and you build a legacy of positive impact that grows over time. In your pursuit of knowledge and intellectual growth, focusing on the process transforms learning from a chore into an adventure. Instead of studying just to pass tests or acquire credentials, you develop a genuine love for learning. You start to see every experience, every conversation, every book as an opportunity to expand your understanding of the world. This mindset turns you into a lifelong learner, someone who's always growing. always curious, always open to new ideas and perspectives. And in our rapidly changing world, this ability to continuously learn and adapt is perhaps the most valuable skill you can develop. Now, I want to address a question that might be arising in your minds. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I stay motivated without focusing on results? Don't we need goals to drive us forward? It's a valid question, and the answer lies in understanding the difference between being inspired by a vision and being attached to specific outcomes. When you focus on the process, you're not abandoning your dreams or aspirations. You're simply shifting your primary source of motivation and fulfillment from the end result to the journey itself. Think of it like this. Your goals and visions are like the North Star, guiding your direction. But it's the ship you're sailing, the skills you're developing as a navigator, the experiences you're having along the way that truly matter. The North Star inspires and guides you, but you don't actually expect to reach it. The joy and growth come from the voyage itself. So yes, have dreams, have visions, have aspirations. Let them inspire you and guide your direction. But don't pin your sense of success or self-worth on achieving specific outcomes. Instead, focus on who you're becoming as you work towards those visions. Focus on the skills you're developing, the experiences you're having, the value you're creating along the way. This approach makes you more resilient and adaptable, because when you're not rigidly attached to specific outcomes, you can adjust your course as circumstances change or as you gain new insights. You're not devastated by setbacks because you see them as part of the learning process. You're not paralyzed by fear of failure because you understand that every experience, whether it leads to your intended outcome or not, is an opportunity for growth. Moreover, when you focus on the process, you often achieve even better results than you initially envisioned because you're constantly improving, constantly learning, constantly refining your approach. You're not limited by your initial conception of what's possible. You're open to new opportunities and directions that you might not have even imagined when you started. Think about some of the most innovative products or services that have transformed our world. Many of them evolved from projects that started with very different intentions. The creators were focused on solving problems, on exploring possibilities, on creating value. In other words, they were focused on the process. And through that process, they created something far beyond their initial vision. The same principle applies in personal growth and achievement. When you focus on consistently showing up, on doing your best work, on learning and improving every day, you often end up achieving things you never thought possible. You become someone you never imagined you could be. So as you leave here today, I want you to make a commitment. Commitment not to some specific goal or outcome, but to the process of growth and becoming. Commit to showing up every day, to doing the work, to embracing challenges as opportunities for learning. Commit to finding joy in the journey, to celebrating small wins, to being present in each moment. Start by identifying one area of your life where you've been overly focused on results. It could be in your career, your relationships, your health, or any other aspect of your life. At your focus of the process, ask yourself, what daily actions can I commit to in this area? What habits can I develop? How can I find joy and fulfillment in the day-to-day journey, regardless of the immediate outcomes? Write down your answers. Make a concrete plan. And then, most importantly, take action. Start today, start now. Because the beauty of focusing on the process is that you don't need to wait for anything. You don't need any special circumstances or resources. You can start right where you are with what you have. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to engage in the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Every interaction is a chance to practice kindness and understanding. Every challenge is an invitation to learn and grow. Every setback is a lesson that can make you stronger and wiser. As you embark on this journey of embracing the process, be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. You might find yourself slipping back into old patterns of thinking, getting caught up in the pursuit of results. When this happens, don't judge yourself. Simply notice it and gently bring your focus back to the process. Surround yourself with others who share this mindset. Seek out mentors and peers who understand the value of the journey, who can support and encourage you in your commitment to the process. Share your experiences with them, learn from their insights, and draw strength from your shared commitment to growth. And always remember that by focusing on the process, by committing to continuous growth and improvement, you're not just transforming your own life. You're setting an example that can inspire others. You're contributing to a culture that values depth, authenticity, and sustainable success over quick fixes and surface level achievements. Imagine a world where more people embrace this mindset. A world where business is focused on creating genuine value rather than just maximizing short-term profits. Where education systems nurtured a love of learning rather than just preparing students for tests. Where relationships were built on genuine connection and mutual growth rather than transaction or obligation. This is the kind of world we can create, one person at a time, as we shift our focus from results to process. And it starts with you. It starts here. It starts now. So go forth with courage and commitment. Embrace the process of becoming. Find joy in the journey. Celebrate the small wins, learn from the setbacks, and watch as your life unfolds in ways more beautiful and fulfilling than you ever imagined possible. The path ahead may not always be easy, but I promise you this, it will be worth it, because in the end, it's not about what you achieve, but who you become. And by focusing on the process, you become someone extraordinary, someone resilient, adaptable, continually growing and evolving. You become someone who inspires others, not through grand achievements, but through your consistent commitment to growth and improvement. You become someone who finds fulfillment, not in fleeting moments of success, but in the day-to-day journey of living with purpose and authenticity. So embrace the process, trust the journey, and step forward into a life of continuous growth, deep fulfillment, and endless possibility. Thank you.